When your focus goes on the nominal tasks of sitting in an inspection, opening a door for a buyer, or doing paperwork, writing up a contract, stuff like that, it's administrative work. You don't need to do that. The actual production starts going down because you're focusing on the everyday task and you're busy, but you're not productive. And that's really good advice too, is like at an early age or an early stage in your career as a realtor, if you're just starting now, don't learn how to do the paperwork, hire a TC. They know how to do the paperwork. And that way, if you don't learn how to do it, you're never going to try to do it.
By a show of hands, how many of you make less than you think that you are worth? Why is that? It's time for you to put your foot down and say, enough. Luckily, you're here at the right time and the right place. The most wonderful real estate podcast ever is the path that you seek. I'm dwanbenttwyford, and I have closed over 2,000 deals. I've been investing for over 30 years. I've seen all the markets, and I've done over $500 million worth of deals. I mean, think about that. $500 million worth of real estate. And I have a heart for you. I want you to walk my path with me. Your life is about to change. And do you know why? Because it's time to thrive in 25. Say it with me. It's time to thrive in 25. It's time to thrive to 25. Enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm your host, dwanbenttwyford. I am America's most sought after real estate investor. And I don't know if you heard the good news, but we just reached 1 million downloads. So I am so excited and I am so thankful to you because I could not reach 1 million downloads by myself. And I'm so excited. So now let's see how fast we can reach 2 million downloads. And if you are new to the Dwanderful world, I took my name Dwan and Wonderful and made a new word. And that's, you're in the Dwanderful universe. So we're excited to have you here today. I've got a really great guest. I'm excited to talk and get to know him. And just remember, our motto over here is people before profits. And if you want to find me, just go to Dwanderful, every place, DWANDERFUL, anywhere, social media, every place is Dwanderful. So that's my super short intro. So Mr. Lancelot, how are you today?
I am great. Thank you for having me on the show.
So just so you guys know, we got on and we started talking, and all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, a half hour went by. We haven't started recording yet. So we're already like best friends right now. So, and I really want you guys to get to know. He is so awesome. So what I like to do is I throw my guests sort of to the wolves. I have you just tell us your name in like 1 or 2 sentences, what it is that you do and how everyone can find you. And then I'm going to ask you all of the questions to find out how you became to be Lancelot Lenard on my show today.
So hello, everybody. My name is Lancelot Sebastian Lenard. I am a realtor broker associate as my number 1 job or profession, I'd say. As number 2 would be, I am also a licensed contractor and a mortgage broker. At this point in my career, I have done over 200 deals, I think, under my belt, close to about $100 million in sales in the Port Orange, Daytona Beach area in Florida. And I would love to share more with you guys. So, Dawn, take it away. Dwan,
where are you on social media?
Oh, my social media, the sirlancelotgroup.com would be my website. And you could find me on Facebook, Instagram, Sir Lancelot the Realtor, or the Sir Lancelot Group on Facebook, TikTok as well, and YouTube. You could check out my podcast, The Real Estate Roundtable, where I'll be interviewing Dwan shortly.
That's right. I get to be on your show. Sir Lancelot. So I like that. So when I read your name, I was like, and I don't follow a lot of the old things. That was not Sir Lancelot, like one of the Knights of the Round Table.
Correct.
Thing. And I was like, oh man, that's a cool name, Lancelot. Like, and then you just throw Sir in front of me, like, I'm Sir Lancelot. But then
that's what happened.
I think
that's the best branding.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Like, my mom came up with this name laying in bed, thinking about, so what am I going to name my second child? And my grandfather was Arthur. So came Lancelot, but it was between Laurent and Lancelot. I'm so happy she picked Lancelot, by the way. I don't know how I would sound like a Laurent, but it's been suiting me well.
So when you said Sir Lancelot, because the first thing I thought of was like, gosh, just throw Sir in there and there's your marketing. I'm Sir Lancelot.
But I use that every day. I am the leader of the Sir Lancelot group and the Sir Lancelot construction group. And I am building on my name a legacy. My son's name is Lancelot as well. Lancelot Maximilian. So he has a little different. We call him Little Maxie, but he has Lancelot. So he could ride the same train I'm riding.
See, that's exactly. I love that. See, I didn't even know that you did the Sir Lancelot. I was like, that's what I would do. If I was my name, that's perfect branding.
It is. It's
that's
amazing.
why I took Dwan and Wonderful. I thought, I'm going to make Dwanderful. And I'm like, hey, welcome to the Dwanderful universe. And people are like, did you do a play on your name? It's like, I did a play on my name because I thought that'd be more fun.
It is fun.
So it's the Dwanderful universe. All right. So, Mr. Sir Lancelot, I love that. So you do a realtor and contracting. Like as your main. Now, I like the fact you've done 200 deals already.
Oh, yeah. I am up there in deals. And most of those are individual sellers and buyers. I am not. I do some investors as well. I do help investors. I do good in calculations and finding them the right property to flip or buy and hold. I own some of my own. So I am versed in that sphere as well. I've done a few bigger deals, 42 units and et cetera, et cetera. We syndicated, was part of a syndication. I've done those things too. So I have a little bit under my sleeves for investors. You could never have enough though. It's just so much knowledge out there.
There's so much knowledge out there. But I've been investing for almost 35 years now. So when I meet someone, they've done like 2 or 3 or 4, they're like up there in the numbers. I really can respect that because I know how much work it takes to get to 200 and then 300 and then next thing 500. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. Because I meet people all the time. My husband and I teach. We do workshops and we teach people how to become real estate investors. And these people come up and go, oh, yeah, I've done 10 deals. And I'm like, you're so cute.
Look, I got my first fourplex.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like we were living in Miami with my wife and we had our daughter on the way about 6 years ago, 2018, 2019. And I was like, well, we can't raise our kid in Miami. This is insane. The lifestyle and everything. It's just, it's a different world. It's more for single people, I think, or for young couples.
It's totally for single people.
It is not for raising a family. So I was like, let's go find a property that will subsidize the income of my wife so we can find a place where she can stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom. And she's still a stay-at-home mom and we can afford that. And I'm old school. I don't know, my name probably says that about me too, but I really believe that.
I'm old school too. Yeah.
I don't like, if she wanted to work, she could work. That's not my point. My point I'm trying to make is that I think that if she works a $20 an hour job and we pay a nanny $15 to $20 an hour, I'd rather have my wife stay at home with the baby than some stranger raising my children or our children.
100%. I'm 100%. My whole reason I even got started because I went through a divorce when Ayla was only 8 months old, and I'm like, I am not letting some daycare raise my baby. And next thing you know, 35 years later, I'm still real estate investing. So. Yeah, I get it. I just, I don't know. We sub out too many things, and one thing should not be taking. And I guess some people can't, but taking care of your family should be the one thing that's at the top of your list.
Yeah, because they're going to be like you, and you want them to be like you, not like their nanny. That's my thing. If the nanny's raising my child, it's going to be like she's going to be like my nanny. Instead of being like me or my wife. And we spent a lot of time with our kids, and I'm happy that we achieved that in the last, 5-6 years. We were able to achieve the point where I can spend weekends with my family. We can go, holidays, vacations. We talked a lot about vacations the last.
Yes. So that's what we were doing. We got talking about, I don't even know. We got talking about vacations, and then we just went through all the places in the world that we've been to. And I'm taking my kids. He's taking his kids. I was like, oh, I love people that travel.
Oh, yeah.
I people in my family that have never even been on an airplane. It's like, I don't understand how you've never even been on an airplane.
Yeah.
And they're in my family. And I'm like, hey, come see me in Florida. Come here, come there. Oh, no, I can never fly. It's like, what do you mean you can never fly? Oh, And I mean, I have cousins that are even younger than me. They're like, oh, I just don't think I can make it on a plane. It's like, the hell's wrong with you? You can't make it on a plane.
Yeah, it's not that horrible.
Like,
Actually, really cool because you're sitting down and they serve you drinks and food, and you watch a movie.
actually, you can afford first class. It's like, that's the bomb.
Oh yeah,
Bill
that's
and
where
I
everybody wants to get.
Yeah, we did. Bill and I took a trip to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and I had so thousands, millions and millions of sky miles that we got to fly first class over and back. And on a long trip like that, I was like, "This is the bougiest thing ever." It was amazing. It's like,
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
doing this forever. All right, so let's talk about you. So are you mostly a realtor or mostly?
Yes, I'm mostly a realtor, just getting my toes dipped into the contracting world. My dad was a so-called sort of contractor. We rented out heavy machinery to build and rehab buildings in Hungary. And I always was drawn towards building things and creating lasting things, So that's how the contracting came. And I finally have enough experience to get the license for it. And then real estate is also one of the quotes from my father, early quotes was, they don't make more of it, So it's always going to be a need for land, a need for housing for people, So that's a really good business to be in and to grow in and become generational and create generational wealth in.
Yes.
So that's why my whole sort of enterprise is all around real estate, the mortgages, the real estate, and the construction part as well.
Yep. I agree. I feel like we're doing that. Bill and I are the first two people, like in his family and in my family, we're the first two people that became millionaires. So we're like, okay, first of all, why didn't our grandfathers or somebody start this? But we're starting.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
It's like, come on, man. Like no one in the family started anything. But that's okay because we started it now. But our whole thing is about generational wealth. Like you can't be like a Rockefeller or even like a Trump or whoever all these people are. You can't have generations like the Hilton family. You can't have generations. Someone's got to be the first person. So it's like, okay, so we're both in the Midwest. We met. We're the first millionaires. So let's be the start of the food chain. So
that's pretty much how I feel too, except for my father did do a lot in his lifetime. He was, just so you guys have a little background on him, he was born in 1941 in Hungary, and he went through a revolution against the Russians when he was 15 years old in the middle of Budapest. He was supplying weapons and grenades for the uprisers in Budapest. Yeah, 15. He tried to escape the country, got caught, got held up in a gulag for a couple of years in former Yugoslavia. When they released him, he went to Sweden. He became a welder, so on and so forth, built a first businesses, got into restaurant business, built some restaurants. And this is all from a guy that started with nothing, and having that in front of me as a father, just motivated me even more to become like him and do the same thing as he did, just in a different country. Because I did what he did here in America. I came here with $300 in my pocket. He already passed away years before I came to the US. And I came here just a dream, few $100. I started working on a cruise ship for Carnival Cruise Lines. Did 6 months.
No way.
Yeah.
That's how you got your travel buddy. I'm working on the cruise ship.
Yeah. And you know how those works go. It's 24/7, 6 months in a row. So I met my wife there. We got together. Yeah. We met on a cruise ship working there. She was working as a barista and I was a bar waiter back then. And I ended up we worked from Tampa. I got off in Tampa, took the Greyhound over to Fort Lauderdale, stayed in Fort Lauderdale for a couple of weeks, tried to feel if that was my vibe, but it wasn't really my vibe. So I had an uncle that lived in Cutler Bay down in Miami who took me in for a few weeks, helped me with getting my license, getting a place, et cetera, et cetera. Then kicked me to the curb. It was like, you got to go learn hard. He had 8 kids. So he was like, he wasn't joking. Like 2 weeks, you get 2 weeks, my friend.
Listen, you stayed awake, get the hell out.
It's like, if you're not out there on your own, you're not going to make it. So he helped me get my first place and all that, like showed me real estate companies, etc. He's also a licensed contractor and a realtor, was a millionaire. So he was a good example to have, it's like, oh, he's doing real estate and he's doing contracting, and that makes money to become a millionaire. So yes, it got me thinking,
Yeah. Now my dad, he always bought rentals. So we were sort of around it, and he worked a blue collar job, and he's like, no, I'm always keeping the job, but he always did rentals and did other things to try to show us like, hey, you don't have to just do this one thing forever. So no, it worked out really good. So it is nice to have a little bit of just somebody in front of you, like to give you the ideas and to help you get rolling.
So yes, definitely. He helped me with that. And we got our first apartment. My wife got off the ship about 2 months after I did. And she joined me for about a week or two. Then she flew back home, came back and joined me for life, basically. So since then, we've been together. We got married that year. I think it was 2015, 2014. How old are you? February 3rd. So we've been married for 11 years now.
February 3rd is my birthday.
February 3rd?
Is my birthday.
No way.
February 3rd, best day on earth. It's my birthday. Perfect day to get married.
Yeah. So I got married on your birthday. It's awesome. And we've been together since. And one bartending job after the other led to, okay, I'm going to get my license now. And since then, I haven't really looked back. We still bartended in Miami until we left Miami. And this is where the investment story comes in a little bit. We were looking around Florida, where to go, where to buy a good property. I was analyzing. I did Clever Investor back then, I thought I'm smart,
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that era?
I do. Yeah. I don't remember who that was, but I do remember it.
He was doing it with Josh Altman together.
Yeah. I remember him.
Yeah. But I was like, who's this other dude? He because you never got to talk to Josh Altman, really. He was just a name on the paperwork. It was mostly the other dude from Arizona. So I did his course and I was like, okay, read the book, Money Mastered the Game by Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Forgot to tell you, the book I read on the airplane ride over here to America was The Secret.
Oh, yeah.
So I stuck to The Secret since. I'm a true believer in imagining and picturing and vision boards and putting it out to the universe of what you want. And your brain and your universe will make it happen once, everything solidifies in your brain.
Yeah.
But you have to have a sharp vision of what you want. It can't be a blurry something. So
I'm with you on that. Yeah. You just you speak things into existence.
Exactly. You can't say a lot of negative things because the negative things come back to you. You have to always be positive. And if you're not positive, guess what? You snap yourself out of it and go back to the positive, No,
I know. I'm with you. So how old are you?
I am 36.
Okay. So you're the same age as my daughter.
I am.
He's 36. So no, but you're right. I spent like decades going to all the Tony Robbins seminars and all the stuff like that. And then I don't know. It's like you just have to like stay positive. You got to stay on track. You have to have, goals. And like you said, otherwise people just flounder. Like they're just always looking for the next thing or the next shiny
easy thing
or the next anything. And I always tell people like, listen, stop looking for shiny objects. There's no shiny object. There's no magic pill. Do the work.
Exactly. That's what I try to say with, they always try to find the easy, make $1 million with this, make $1 million with that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you didn't invest in Bitcoin when it was $1, too bad. You should have.
Yes. But luckily, I did buy some crypto, and I've got a fairly good little bank of crypto. It's like, oh, well, okay, there you go. So that was a good move on my part. But it's like, I'm just going to hang out and see what happens. So, all right. So with you, do you have like an office of agents? Are you training agents? Are you building, rehabbing, buying and holding? Like, what is your primary vibe that you're going on?
What we do is buyer sellers mostly. My team consists of me and my wife right now. I tried other agents, didn't work out. Now I'm working on a new model. I had Mitch Rebuck as a really good coach. He's been in the real estate game since '99, I think. And he came up with a system where you're trying and this is what a lot of people teach. You want to be the CEO of your business.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to be working in your business. So what we're working on right now is how to build my business to the point where I be a CEO. Because what I've done in real estate is amazing. I've done a lot of numbers. I reached heights, you know, number one in my company, et cetera, which is amazing. But I had to be there at every single step of the way, every showing, every listing appointment, everything, basically, every inspection, blah, 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 which is great. I have all the experience, but I'm over it in a way. In a sense, you know, in a sense that I grew out of that. I should be my CEO of my own company. I shouldn't be the one that is the marketing guy, the buyer's agent, the listing agent, the showing agent, the inspector, scheduling assistant, and the paperwork guy. I do everything, you know. It's also a real estate agent kind of thing. I think it's ego as well has to do with that. We are so
it took me probably 5 years to be able to delegate because I'm like, I'm the only one that can do it right. And delegating was my number one most difficult thing. Of all the things in my business, my hardest thing was to learn how to delegate.
Oh, yeah. So now I am at the point where I have an ISA coming on the team. She's amazing. I've worked with her before, back a few years ago when I came to the Daytona area. We were on the same team back then together. We tried to work it out. I left that company, went to a different brokerage. So we kind of grew apart from each other. But now I put out an ad. And she was the first person to call me. It's like, hey, Lance, I saw that ad. I am really interested in the position of working with you. I think I should have went with you back when you left this company.
That's nice.
Yeah, because I went on and did a ton of business after I left, you know, because it's not the company, it's the agent that does it. And the more money's left in my pocket, the more I can invest back into my business. Exactly. That's the business model I try to follow. And so ISA is number one. She'll take over lead generation, basically, so we can eliminate Zillow, Realtor.com, all these, platforms that do the same thing that an ISA does, just worse. Yeah. So ISA, direct contact, she'll be in charge of then hiring buyers and listing agents to work the deals.
Yeah.
And once the buyers say we're ready to buy, the deal comes back to the team, and my TC and my manager takes over. They start taking over the deal and they run it to closing. We pay a showing fee for the buyer's agents and a percentage from the deal. ISA gets a percentage from the deal and gets sort of like a salary kind of thing, a small something. And then once we're ready to hire the manager or the ISA steps into the position of manager, depending on, how she's good at delegating. Yeah. We hire other ISAs at that point. But then the manager basically runs the business like it would be you.
Yeah, exactly.
TC takes over the paperwork part, transaction coordinator for the people that don't understand what TC is. And I step out and I just manage the manager.
See, that's exactly how you have to do it. I trust that you are loving the podcast. Hey, do you really want to become a super kick-ass superstar real estate investor? Really? 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 All right, why don't you spend the next minute and just take my real estate investing quiz. Super fast, super quick. It'll let you know where you stand on your journey. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to dwanderful.com. And back to the show. So you've been in the real estate business for how long now?
I've been a licensed agent for 8 or 9 years. 2016, June 1st, or 2015, June 1st was the day I got licensed. 10 years. 9 or 10 years. Something like that. A long time ago.
Because, if you look at like agents, I think they say the average agent does like 1.5 deals a year or something. Because, everybody in the world, everybody's brother, everybody's got a license, but people never do anything with it. So for people that might be like, hey, I'm interested in being a realtor or an investor or whatever, what are some good first steps for someone to actually not just be like once in a while, but like, I want to own a business?
You see this device? Stick to it like glue, make your phone calls, and pick up your phone. That's my number one advice to any agent is don't be scared of your phone, because your phone is your moneymaker. And Mitch says it too. I say it too. How many contacts do you have in your phone? Everybody has thousands of contacts. I have about
Yeah.
6,000 or 7,000 contacts in my phone. 6,000 or 7,000 people in your phone is 200 deals a year.
That's so much business.
That's so much business that you don't even know what to do with. 200 deals. Let me explain this. 200 deals. My best year, I did 48 deals in a year. In December, I got twitches from my phone ringing. And I did everything myself. Just so you know, this is when you're the TC, and I had at a certain point, I had 14 transactions under contract at the same time, dealing with them alone.
Oh.
All the follow-ups, all the agents, all the lenders, all the inspectors, everything was done by moi. And that's why I was twitching. And that's when I kind of realized that I have to do something. This is not working out like this anymore.
That's a lot of deals, though. I honestly, just by yourself, that's like you're working like every minute of every day because there's so many sides to everything.
48 deals is almost a deal a week.
That's a lot. Yes.
That's a lot of deals.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of deals. Yeah.
My best year ever, I wholesaled 75 houses in 1 year. And I was just like, look at me. But I'm telling you, I worked to the bones.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, oh my God, I'm working so hard. I need to hire people. But then I was like a freak about controlling. So
that's what happened to me too.
I had to delegate. Otherwise, I think I would have died from just overworking.
That too. And also, you're trying to build a business, and I got really good that year. My GCI was over $500,000, which is amazing. Like I was making big money, and the realization came, like, okay, $300 for a TC. When you're doing 3 or 4 or 5 deals a year, $300 seems like a lot of money. But when you're doing 48, you're like, I should have hired someone to do that work for me.
Yeah.
Looking back at those transactions.
Now, one of the first people I hired was a transaction coordinator because it's like there's too much paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
I'm overwhelmed with paperwork. So I hired a girl like that to get it all the way to because I was wholesaling, to get all the way to the closing for me. And I think back then, I paid her like $500 a deal, like at the closing on the deals. And then, like that, looking back, like, God, I should have just paid her more. She worked her butt up. I needed 2.
Yeah.
I was like, one's enough.
It's just focusing and having all that focus on paperwork and making sure everything's compliant. It's a lot, and it takes a lot out of you as an agent because I have to call this person, and you start your day at 5 a.m. in the gym, and your day ends at 10 p.m. Boom, just falling into bed because you're nonstop working when you have so many deals in the pipe, and you're still drumming up new business because that's your job too as an agent. You have to drum up new business. And when your focus goes on the nominal tasks of sitting in an inspection, opening a door for a buyer, or doing paperwork, writing up a contract, stuff like that, it's administrative work. You don't need to do that. You have to realize that should be somebody that you pay. What was that?
Delegating.
Yes.
Especially that.
You got to delegate that. Yeah. Because now the actual production starts going down because you're focusing on the everyday task and you're busy, but you're not productive.
Yes.
That's the thing. You're going to be, you're going to stay productive. And that's really good advice too, is like at an early age or an early stage in your career as a realtor, if you're just starting now, don't learn how to do the paperwork, hire a TC, have them, they know how to do the paperwork. And that way, if you don't learn how to do it, you're never going to try to do it. I have a good friend that does millions and millions and millions of dollars in commercial real estate, and he still doesn't do his paperwork because he says, when I started with KW, they assigned a TC to me. And since then, I had a TC and I never did the paperwork. So I have no idea what goes on in the transaction from, he does, but it's, from start to finish on a transaction. So he just gives out that work. And
that's the best thing you can do. I mean, I teach in brushes all the time, and I'm like, listen, if you don't like bookkeeping, things that are time consuming, paperwork is time consuming, administration is time consuming. Hire somebody else, and you do the things that bring you in the money. Because whatever that is, whether it's
finding the clients,
contracts, or whatever, you do the thing that brings in the money, and have somebody else do the other part of it.
So I've noticed, in a transaction, there's a few crucial points. Number one is finding the client and getting them to make an offer. Once you have the offer or you have the listing, the next crucial point, it comes keeping the listing and make sure that the price is right, of course, on the listing.
Yeah.
And on the buy end is to making the offer. So you, as the good salesperson or agent on the deal, always have to be there at the crucial moments, but not in every moment.
Yes.
The
No.
crucial moments.
Yes.
So when it's time for you to step in, that's when you step in. It's like, hey, could you, like an agent would ask me, I used to have a team with more agents on it. Could you step in on this deal? And then you step in and you make the deal happen.
Yeah.
Or when the buyers are ready to walk because they're panicking and they're trying to jump off the edge of the building. And you're like, you're the guy that's there. Is like, hey, you don't want to do that. It's not good for you. This is the best way of going about it, and you're the
Yeah.
voice that helps them, soothes them, and talks them out of making a bad decision,
Yeah.
basically, or not talking them out of it, but trying to guide them towards the right decision. And
Yeah.
that's what we do as realtors. And that's where I think my talents would come into play, not in all the aspects of it. I'm a good marketer. I'm a good this, I'm a good that. I know because I've done it, but is there someone that could do it better than me because that's their profession? Yeah.
Yes.
Why not hire
Yes.
that person to do it for me?
Yes.
Like why would I have to do, as you said, accounting and social media and all the posting and all that? We're here doing podcast interviews. We're good at this.
That's
Somebody
right.
goes back and edits this video and posts it for us. We
That's
don't
right.
post it ourselves. We don't
this
do
and
that
I
stuff.
send it off and I see it when it comes out. I'm like, oh, wow,
Exactly.
look how great that looks. That's amazing.
A good job. Because I know how to edit videos and stuff like that. I did that for
me too, but we can't be doing that. No.
pointless. It just takes hours and hours of my time that I could be spending on something better.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing. I have a really good podcast team. As I started out trying to do it all by myself, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so time consuming. I don't know if I can do a podcast if I have to do all that. And I found someone that does like the show notes, the editing, and the clips, and all of it. And I was like, oh, I can interview people all day now. I just have to do the interview, fellow hair and makeup, and I'm rolling. And then it'll come out. I'll be like, look how good Mr. Sir Lancelot and I look together. Look how much fun. So I'm going to switch some gears. I want to ask you some personal questions. Tell me, what is your favorite band of all time?
Favorite band of all time? That's a good question because rock or anything, because I listen to a lot of electronic music.
All time.
I think I would go with Tiesto, but he's not a band; he's a DJ.
Oh, okay.
Tiesto. For band, probably Green Day, maybe if I would have to choose, or something along like that punky era, like 2000s, 4, 5, 6, Limp Bizkit, something like that. That sphere. That's the only time I listen to bands, really.
I like that
High
era.
school.
I do like that era.
Yeah.
I like that funky, the fun. Yeah, but all the kids, like, they all love all the DJs now.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on electronic music mostly. And my older brother, he listened to drum and bass when it first started. Nobody even knew what it was, and we got to live like that at home. So we had a lot of influence of electronic music in the early stages, and a lot of oldies because my parents were older. My dad was probably in his 50s when I was a kid, so we got to listen to a lot of the 60s, 70s, 80s kind of music. So loved a lot of that stuff too. What's their name?
So do you know what the event is that's called EDC? EDC, the Electric Daisy Carnival. That's all the DJs, the big giant concert. They have like 500,000 people come, and it's like 4 days of just all DJs.
Is it up where you are?
They're all over. The big one's in Vegas. It's called EDC. And the big one's in Vegas. There's one in Chicago this weekend that my daughter's at. But my daughter works for that company. And it's all electronic music. And there's like 5 stages. And like to the one in Vegas, maybe 600,000 people come. And
wow.
DJs. And my daughter runs it. She's the first one underneath the owner of that whole section of Live Nation's entertainment. And so she meets all these DJs. And she's like, oh my God, I met this one and this one and this one. And I'm just like, I don't know who they are. And I went to some dinner party with her one time with a couple, I guess some really super crazy famous person. And I was just like, oh, this is me. Like, oh, what do you do? DJ, that's fun. Like, I don't even know. I'm thinking he's like a DJ at a club. It's just like, Mom, that's so and so and so. He's like the top DJ in the world. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Did not know that.
So I bartended on Ultra Music Festival 1 year. in Miami, and that's one of the big ones too.
Yeah.
I don't really like festivals. I'm not a festival guy. I'm more of the guy that sits at the VIP and sips
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
tequila and watches the people.
Oh,
I,
yeah. No,
I,
me too.
yeah, I'm not the guy that is in the crowd like this and like
Oh, no,
not
no.
anymore. When I was in my 20s, I was fine with that, but it's all sweaty and smelly. So at
No,
a certain age, when you
anything I do, I'm like, no, I have to have the best, most expensive seat where there's not a lot of people. So, yeah. But the
yeah.
nice thing is, I'm going to go to Vegas next year because my daughter will be doing the EDC, and I promised her I'd go to one. So she's giving me what's called the God Pass. And that means you can go into all the blue rooms or the green rooms. You can meet every single DJ. You can go backstage of every single stage. You can go to every single thing, every party, everything. And I was like, okay, how many days is this? And it's like, it's open
How many
6 at
days?
night till 6 in the morning. It's like, okay, I'm going to have to really prep myself to do that because I feel like after the first day, I'll be dead.
You'll have to learn how to nocturnal live. You just
I am,
switch
but I'm
your
going to study
clock
up on the
around.
DJs because she runs it, so I don't want to like a peer student. I'm going to study up, learn the DJs. No, I'm going for the whole 4 days. It's like, oh, what the hell, It sounds like it. In my younger years, I would have probably loved it, the crowd and the stuff. But now I'm like, okay, I get the back pass for every single thing, including the air conditioned areas. It's like I'm definitely coming.
That's how it's worth it. Otherwise, it's just a big sweaty festival.
Yeah.
Plus, you have a family too. Like once I had a child and my wife and we were together, it's like, why go to these things? My wife's not a big enthusiast, anyways. If she would be, maybe we would go. But
Yeah.
me alone, I wouldn't go alone. It's just too much hassle to go
No,
someplace like this
I'm
alone.
with you. All right, what's your favorite food?
I love pizza. Pizza
Pizza.
is my pizza. I make my own pizza. My dad owned pizzerias as
No,
restaurants.
so
So
that's not how to make good pizza.
I make pretty goddamn good pizza. Yeah.
Wow,
At least that's what I get for feedback, from the people that eat my
it
pizza.
sounds like it. What's your
I
favorite
make all
time of
sorts of
day?
pizzas.
What's your favorite time of day?
Favorite time of day. I love mornings. I'm a morning guy.
Are you like up working out? Like you got the whole morning thing
Yeah.
down? Yeah.
Yep. That's
Yeah. I find
5:30
most
up, 6 a.m. in
entrepreneurs
the gym.
up early
That's
doing the exercise. Yeah, almost everyone I interview, they're all like, no, I'm up in the morning, I'm at the gym, I'm working out. But I think you have to do that to have the energy to run the business.
well, that too. Plus, it gives you clarity because you're done. Plus, you take care of your physical being. It will take care of your mental too. I go to the gym. It's not just about the workout. It's about focus and cut all the distraction and all the noise out and just focus on what you're doing and it's like almost like meditation. Like a lot of people wake up and meditate. That's what they say. Do a 10-minute meditation, then go to the workout and do your workout. I think my meditation happens during workout.
Yeah,
Like either during a run or a good lift or something when I get focused and hone in on my body. And that's what I can think about, is, pushing out that 275 on the bench or something like that, and then the sauna, because I do sauna every day after my workout, not every day, weekdays. We don't work out on the weekends because weekends for the family.
Yep.
So we stick around in bed, the kids, and watch a movie or something in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what I do. And I do the sauna, cold shower, 8 a.m. I'm out of the gym, ready to work.
Yep, that's a good way to start your day. So, what is the number one thing, this Dwanderful family, what's the number one thing we could do to help you grow your business? What can we do for you?
I mean, referrals usually are awesome.
Okay.
We could do a webinar maybe that you could be a part of or for new investors. We could drum up some investors in my area and we could do a webinar for them, or you could host a webinar for them and we can get them to start working with us in our area.
Yeah.
I think that would be something.
We're
cool.
always looking to help everyone grow because that's part of like I feel like the podcasting world is all of us like helping each other with whatever our individual aspect of the business is. So guys, if y'all are interested and you work in the Daytona area.
Yes.
Okay. So you're interested in investing, being a realtor, getting into anything, this is your guy right here. And one more time, how do people find you on social media?
Social media, Sir Lancelot Group or Sir Lancelot the Realtor. Those are the tickers that you can find on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the Real Estate Roundtable, or Lancelot Lenard, Port Orange Realtor. Those are the two channels I run for YouTube. And that's pretty much it for social. I think that X, you could find me on X, Lancelot Lenard, LinkedIn, Lancelot Lenard. Anywhere you put in Lancelot Lenard, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pop up. If you Google my name, Lancelot Lenard, I'm pretty sure I'm going to come up
I like the fact
in the
you
first
use like
three
the round
results.
table as like your podcast. It's like, oh, it's the whole Knights of the Round Table.
Yep, that's pretty much what we're trying to aim for here.
Excellent play on your name and things that are familiar to people. Like that's all, just marketing is really important. And when you can like come up with something like that, it's like, that's amazing. Okay, last thing. I want you to, so just listen all the way through. I want you to give us a word of wisdom, but it can only be one actual word.
Persistence.
Okay, now, so in the Dwanderful family, I have everyone, all y'all know, you have them get a little sticky and write the word persistence and put it up on their mirror. And then persistence is our word of the week. So our word of the week is going to be persistence. So what does that mean to you?
To never give up, keep going at it, fail forward. And, you could fail 100 times, and the 101st time you will succeed, or you will succeed eventually. You just have to keep going at it until it happens. You can't give up. That's what persistence is. And that's what I think that got me where I am, to the drive that you can't just give up. You can't just stop somewhere. You have to keep trying at it,
No,
until you get better.
That's why I always ask people, like, what does the word mean to you? To me, persistence is never give up. That's what I would say. Never give up, because it's easy to quit.
Yeah. Quitters are, there's billions of quitters. There's not many winners.
My favorite thing is winners never quit and quitters never win. I tell that to my kids, my grandkids. I'm like, hey, you can quit, but quitters never win. Do you want to be a winner? It's like, I want to be a winner, Mimi. It's like, okay, well, winners don't quit.
Look, this is a really good thing that my friend Mitch says. If it would be easy, everybody would be a CEO and we wouldn't have anybody working for us. That's persistence too. You got to have that persistence to become a CEO, to become a leader, to become your boss.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort.
Exactly. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yep, exactly.
That's why they got to have people like me and you in the world so we can make stuff happen.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the same thing as like they always, hound on the rich people that, they don't pay enough taxes, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, they're the ones employing most of the people. Like,
we
the mom and pops and the rich people.
And we use the tax codes that are given to us legally by the government. So why would I pay more taxes?
Exactly. I totally agree with that, and that's, a lot of people don't understand that. Why not? I wouldn't say a lot, but most of the people don't understand why that is the way it is. It's that way so we can provide and do more things for all the rest of the people.
Yeah.
If I don't come up with a new idea, with a new business where I could hire, like my construction business, I just started it recently, but we already have like 3 or 4 employees. That's something that I'm providing for families with their everyday meals and their rent money and their car gas money and everything. And I have to create those jobs so they could keep feeding their families.
Exactly.
That's the one thing that
that's why I like having people working for me. It's like, hey, all these people that work for me, they help my business, but then I get to help feed their family. And it's like, and who wouldn't want to work for me?
Exactly. Everybody.
All right. So I want, first of all, I want to thank you for being on. You are just so much fun. You're so much fun. I could sit and talk to you all day. You're so much fun. And everyone, go find Sir Lancelot, the group. Look on the round table. Is it on YouTube, you said?
Yep. The Real Estate Roundtable.
Real Estate Roundtable. Just get out there. I think that, you'd be fairly easy to find. So just remember, I want you guys to be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And remember that the truth is in the red letters. All right, everybody. Ciao. And Lancelot, thank you so much for being on the show today. And we are going to wrap it up. So bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am so glad that you stuck around. I almost forgot to tell you. In addition to having this amazing educational podcast, I'm now able to work with you one-on-one. Yes, one-on-one, you and me working together, and have a 3-deal guarantee. 3-deal guarantee that you'll close 3 deals. So you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Take the quiz. Go to dwanderful.com. Take the real estate investing quiz. See you on the other side.